Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been going quite well, as you can probably tell from the bottom left hand corner of your screen. When last time out against Flamengo, we were 5 goals to the good. I have no idea what happened, but I can tell you that we absolutely destroyed them, and things have been clicking for us in the last couple of matches against Chapecoense. I'm going to get that name wrong a lot, so bear with me. We ran out 2-0 winners, but in fairness, it could have been a lot more. But this Flamengo match, I wish I could show you the goals. Um, there were some absolute blinders. We got the first in the career of Hulimar at Internacional. A through ball on the left wing. He had time to turn in on goal and lever it into the back of the net. We had a goal for our right back, whose name escapes me at the moment. A lovely 1-2 with Guerrero on the edge of the area, and he just absolutely pile drove it into the top of the net for the opener. And then in between those two players getting on the score sheet, Guerrero himself came up with a hat trick, including a lob over the keeper. As he beat the offside trap, and the keeper really had to do what he could to try and close the gap, but Guerrero was too quick for him and just lobbed it over him as he stood there not able to do a thing. So those are the two games that we've played since the 4-1 demolition of Cruzeiro, and today we're going to be playing Corinthians. And you can see there on the right hand side, we now have a very healthy 21 point gap at the top of the league. We'll have a look. How many games have we got left? This is match day 28. And how many. I'm trying to remember how many teams are in the league. I think it's a 20 team league, meaning a 38 game league season. We can find that out very easily by just going to the final game of the season and going to the one above 37. Okay, so it is a 38 game season. So with 30 points left to play for, we only have to win 3 games all for the rest of the season, and we should be good. Messages, we've had some offers for some players. Wellington Silva will be leaving at the end of the season for £2 million after Cagliari came in with an offer for him for 1.7. I renegotiated for 2 million and they were more than happy to pay that, so he will be on his way at the end of the season and the year. The transfer going through on the 1st of January. We've had some offers for other players who I should show you very quickly in the team. So we have had the an offer for Zika, 7 million from Basel. He's only worth 6.3 on the market. He's got a release fee of 10. I'm tempted, given the fact that he is a player on the decline. He's 30 years old, and although he is a reasonably good-looking player, and I have brought him on from time to time, his ball winning isn't irreplaceable, and he doesn't really, apart from the pinpoint crossing, which you know I love a fullback who can pinpoint cross, doesn't really do much for us. If I could find a fullback that can cover left and right back and has pinpoint crossing, I might very well go for them. Speaking of which, if we go into listed players and then go to, here we are, Diaz. He's a Colombian, 17-year-old Colombian. He can play at left back. He's got pinpoint crossing. He also has captaincy, outside curler, and cut behind and turn. His ball winning is on par with Zika at the moment, but obviously he can improve. And he is only, I say only, he's worth 13 million, a release fee of 17. We do have 51 in the bank, thanks to some sell-on clauses that came into play at the end of the transfer window. So I'm thinking about bringing him in, and alongside him, I'm looking at the Venezuelan Ansola. He doesn't have any player skills, but those can be trained. But look at the weak foot, and also the fact that he can play right back. But I'm pretty sure with weak foot stats like that, he could probably fill in at left back if we need him to. Look at the defensive awareness, the ball winning. The passing is not great, but as a fullback, I'm not too worried. He could probably play as a centre back. He is listed as having that as a an option for him, and with that jumping, I think he could be someone that in the later years of his career, and let's not forget he's only 23, could probably transition into playing as a centre back very comfortably indeed. As I said, no player skills, but that is something that we can address in training. Passionate lone wolf, strong. He's a strength player rather than a technique player, and he's instinctual. On the rise as well. And Mailton, because I did want to find someone with pinpoint crossing, and he has that as well as interception. You can see his ball winning not great, but it will improve slightly, I think. If I can find his tracking. There we go. He's kind of leveled off a little bit, but I think we can probably do something with him. He's an option as well. No other right backs. Max Aarons is there. You will notice that all of the players that I've brought in so far have been South American, and I am trying to do that to try and keep it relatively realistic, or at least as realistic as a game can be when you've got a 19-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo rocking up on somebody's books. I think I'd like to challenge myself to try and build a South American team while playing in South America. So that's what we're going to try and do. Marcinho's going to come in for William Potka, who's not feeling at his best at the moment. And that's probably the only change we're going to have to make for this game. Kits look good to me. Let's get going. So now that we're on camera, I'm probably going to have an absolutely horrendous match. And forgive me if there is sparse commentary, but sometimes I just get absorbed. I concentrate on the game, and all I can do is play the game. I can't really commentate too well during those times. Some would argue I can't commentate very well at the best of times anyway. But here we are, Inter versus Corinthians. We're at Inter's home stadium. The ticker tape comes down as we prepare for kickoff. The flares letting off smoke into the crowd. And here we go. Rodriguez really has been absolutely fantastic for us since signing in the transfer window. He's started every game for us so far, and he's played superbly well. I thought there was an early chance there. The ball teed up, but unfortunately the player unable to get to it before it was cleared to touch. But Inter with a promising start, lots of possession in the opposition half. Oh, there's a chance and it's a goal. A nice early goal for Inter. Brilliant play. The 1-2. He kept his run going even though the chance looked like it was gone. And then the ball got played through to Velasco and he hit it with some aplomb and a whole lot of power. And Inter, inside 4 minutes, are 1-0 up against Corinthians. Let's watch the replay. So there we are. There's Velasco. He plays the ball and starts his run. And they knew instinctually where he was going to be, played it across, and the goalkeeper could do nothing as the ball was played by Hulimar outside of his foot. And Velasco through the player's legs, nuts! And it's 1-0 to Inter. Nice early goal, that's what you like to see, settle the nerves. Hulimar playing for me on the left-hand side rather than the right-hand side, so he can cut in on his favoured right foot. And it seems to be working for him so far. Doesn't actually have any player traits at all, so I'm not sure why he was tracking back as much as he was in the previous episode. I can only imagine that it was something weird going on with the AI, and we'll leave it at that. Good defending, comes off the defender's arse, goes out for a corner kick, but we'll take those all day as long as we can defend the corner, and that is the big if. In comes the ball. Players go up, a header, and it's just gone over the bar there. Ralph, great Brazilian name. Love these Brazilian players with the single names, especially when it's something like Ralph or Fred or Hulk, and I know not all of those are Brazilian. Don't at me. And here we go, kick-off, and Corinthians really pushing high, trying to put pressure on the back line, stop us from playing out of the back, but they can't stop us from playing out the back. They try. They very nearly got hold of the ball, in fairness. A little bit lax from Velasco. Corinthians get it back in their own half. And now they venture into the Inter half of the pitch on the left-hand side. They still have possession. They're doing very well to keep it from the Inter players, although it's really hair's breadth stuff here. Now Inter play it out of their defence. Nice stuff from Inter on the build-up so far. And the ball just intercepted, more by accident than on purpose, has to be said. Wagner Love. Of course, anyone that's watched Champions League football over the years, there's a chance will be familiar with Wagner Love. I believe he played for a Ukrainian team for a while. Can't remember who it was. If anyone does remember, comment section below. It would be lovely to hear from you. Lopez headed to Guerrero. He's going to take a shot from outside the box. Oh, it's come off the post. Is there anything more satisfying than seeing a ball go in off of the post? And is there anything more heartbreaking than watching it hit the post and go out? Well, there probably is, to be fair. We're talking about football here, so in that context. Foul off the ball. Free kick given by the referee. Corinthians player coming in a little bit late on that challenge in the air. And he knocks Antunes, the scorer of a fantastic goal in the last outing, to the floor. So it's a free kick. Cuesta's going to take it, the big centre-back, into Antunes, who plays it across to Schurz, the other centre-back. It's moved all the way across to Iago. Every defender getting a touch of the ball in this move. Velasco on the left-hand side. He's knocked off the ball. Defender manages to hang on to it. Intercepted by Iago. And it runs through to the goalkeeper, quite fortunately. Nonato. Antunes. Nonato again. Lopez. Here's Guerrero. Reverse ball. Hulimar. Probably had time to take the touch and probably should have. But we don't mind that. It's an effort up the right side of the pitch as far as the Inter fans are concerned. Ramiro. Good defending. Wagner Love just crowded out a little bit there. Lopez, can he hang on to it? He can. Antunes crosses it in. Guerrero was free and he's skied it over the bar. He won't be happy about that. Every opportunity to extend Internacional's lead and he's let it slip. Ramiro's given the fullback the slip. And they've got numbers here and it's a chance. And it's gone wide of the mark. Wagner Love unable to make the most of it. He's not as colourful a character as he used to be. I remember him having all kinds of different colours in his hair back in the day. I think blue was the colour du jour when he played against Arsenal in the Champions League that one time. Oh, not good, but Wagner Love unable to hang on to the ball, so in to get away with that one a little bit. Guerrero just caught a little bit. It's going to be a free kick to Internacional. He was looking for Lopez. He was just caught as he tried to play the ball. Bit soft if you ask me. Tempted to take the shot here. Give it the knuckleball. And he does give it the knuckleball. And oh, I tell you what. It wasn't far off. And I'm not sure the goalkeeper reacted in time. If that had crept inside the post, there was every possibility that we could be talking about a second goal for Inter. Instead, Ura takes the goal kick for Corinthians. And after ricocheting off of a couple of different heads, it settles under the possession of Inter. are now very patiently just playing the ball around. They're not in any rush here. They've already got the lead. If things stay as they are, it's 3 points to them. Not a bad idea from Donato, but the execution was left wanting. And at half-time, Inter take a 1-goal lead into the dressing room with them. Velasco on 5 minutes with a pile-driving effort from outside the box. It was lovely play in the build-up to it. And you have to say, on the evidence of the first half and looking at those stats, Mateus's Inter definitely worth the lead. Here we go with the second half of action. Neither team has made a change during half-time. Both managers confident that the teams that they've put out are more than capable of doing what they've asked of them. Both managers, of course, have very different requests of their teams. One will be saying, just keep it going, more of the same, don't let the lead slip. And the other manager very much saying, come on boys, we're better than this, get back into it. Oh, and here's a chance early on for them to do just that, and it's a brilliant save. Absolutely fantastic reaction save by the Inter goalkeeper. And the players will be thanking him heartily when the game ends, I imagine. Here's Iago on the break. There's a good chance here. I'll tell you what, I thought... Just a second. Oh, it's a brilliant header. Fantastic goal by Guerrero. I thought the chance had gone. The initial cross into the box I didn't think was going to reach the player. I was surprised that he managed to retain possession of it. Played it back out to Iago, who sent a flighted ball into the box. And there was Guerrero to apply the finish with his head. Inter 2, Corinthians 0. And it's an early goal in both halves that have put paid to Corinthians' ambitions here today. And unless they can very quickly turn around and do what their manager asked of them at half-time, it looks like all 3 points are going to end up going to Rio. My geography's terrible. For all I know, Corinthians could be from Rio. I'm going on the basis that our stadium is called well, it has Rio in the name, so I'm just assuming, which is a terrible thing to do, I know. Here's another chance. Lopez doing very well out on the wing there. Lopez again, can't quite get through to it, and it goes out for a throw-in to Inter, and they'll take it immediately. No rest for the wicked here. The ball played straight back in. Guerrero, he can't quite get to it. Iago, oh my word, what's happened to Iago? I thought he completely stopped tracking the ball for some reason. It's very annoying. You get used to players tracking the ball, and then when one doesn't do it, it really does upset the apple cart. Oh, that's a bad pass. Donato looking to track the man down. He puts pressure on him and he wins the ball as well. Well done, that man. His pass leaves a lot to be desired, however. Just as I'm about to praise him, he goes and sticks his foot in it. But the ball is won very well by Velasco. Rodriguez back to Velasco. They're on the stretch here. Here's Hulimar. Plays it into the box. Can't find his man. But the ball is recovered by Inter. That's lovely. That's very nice. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm not sure what Hulimar thought he was doing there, but it wasn't anything I wanted him to do. Inter really feel like they've got a stranglehold on this game now. Everything seems to be bouncing for us at the moment. Even when something goes not according to plan. My English is terrible. Even when something doesn't go according to plan, there we go. Grammar, people. It's important. It seems like somehow it works out to our benefit. Corinthians really having to work hard for everything right now. And that through ball was never going to trouble us. Velasco, Hulimar, through ball into Lopez. It's not going to get to it though. Just a little bit too heavy. Probably should have looked for the return ball. The 1-2 was on. He was making the run. Nice little pass there by Corinthians, beating two men. Antunes on the right won't want to be beaten. Neither will Nonato. And Nonato indeed wins the ball. And here's a good chance for Nonato. Oh, Guerrero surely. No, he's missed it. My word. What a miss. You'd expect him to hit the target every time there. They played very good advantage. The linesman put his flag up but immediately brought it back down again. Perhaps Guerrero shouldn't have ended up being trusted with the shot, but he was, and it remains 2-0. Corinthians now looking to implement a false 9. Zika going to get a game despite the last time doing so, giving away a penalty. And Guerrero, having done very well for his team today, is now to be replaced by Trelez, who had such a wonderful time of it the last time that he played for this team. Marcinho will come on. He gets to play ahead of Nonato. The midfield three of Nonato, Velasco and Rodriguez, really very effective at winning the ball when they're on song even. I'll get my words out eventually. They are combative as you like, and something that I love to see, as you guys know from the Newcastle save. I mean, this is technically still the Newcastle save, but during my time as Newcastle manager, I should say, I love a midfield three that can win the ball. Even my creative players got their foot in every now and then, and it's something that you love to see as a manager, is commitment from your players. Something else I like to see as a manager is scoring goals, and it looks like we might have a chance here. Trelez has used his pace and power to get past his last man. There's nobody in the middle with him. He's going to have to do it all himself, or will he? He tried to pull it back, but he couldn't quite manage it. Lopez just strolling in at a pedestrian pace. Corner kick is awarded. Gustavo gets there ahead of Cuesta. But Cuesta doesn't give him any time to dawdle. Oh, that's good from Trelez. Really doing his best to hunt the ball down. Good defensive pressing forward work. And there we are. The end of the game is signalled by the referee's whistle, and it's another victory for Internacional, this time 2-0 against Corinthians. What a performance by this team, who looked like they were entering a period of relative shakiness at the beginning of the week. Oh, what a goal that is from Velasco. I could watch that all day. Just turned around the corner by Hulimar and he puts his foot through it. Nuts! And into the back of the net. Fantastic. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Colorado Kid. Until next time, when I don't know who will be playing. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon. I'll leave you with the stats and with the league table. Bye-bye.